welcome to Ready Set Demo. Now, if you have been hiding under a bush, you might not have realised that I am obsessed with Kintsugi Inspirations. In fact, I have done a whole class, including this fun 3-tier opening box using these goodies. We've also done all sorts of other things. I'm going to show you a couple of those at the end if you haven't already seen them. But I wanted to show some other ideas made using this beautiful suite. Now you can find it on page 58, 59 and 60 of the catalogue. The papers are absolutely to die for. It's a lot of fun for heat embossing, but you can also die cut the little Kintsugi lines. Briefly, if you don't already know, Kintsugi is a Japanese art of repairing damaged pottery. And the ethos behind it is that we learn to love and appreciate that pottery even more because we've cared enough to repair it, and we see the strength that's in there when we repair it. And it's repaired with gold, or it can be platinum or silver as well. So that's the kind of the idea of Kintsugi. Very much, I think, applies to us as people as well, as we go through difficulties in our lives and we learn from them and we get stronger and we get through them. You know, we should also value ourselves more in that same way. So it's about looking at imperfections and seeing them as something wonderful. So the stamp set itself is called Inspiring Imperfections. Let's just hold that up near the camera so you can see. So we've got a couple of vases, we've got some flowers. These little pieces here can be the cracks that you mend, and they can also be branches for cherry blossom. And then the dies, again, we've got these little cracks slash cherry blossom branches. We can cut out all the main things. We've got a piece of washi tape as a die, which I really love, and some little flowers as well. The final thing that we've got in here is an embossing folder, which is really pretty, which is called Join Together. But let's have a look at a couple of cards that I have made using some of these goodies, and we'll just talk through a little bit of what I've done here. So first thing to mention, you have got lots of little greetings in here, and they are so, it just reminds me how good our stamps are, because they were so easy to stamp and all the detail that comes through with those tiny little words. Love it. Here I have die cut branches and then die cut some blossom. The bowl itself in this case is not stamped. This is die cut out of the paper, because the paper includes a whole sheet or 2 whole sheets. One side of them you've got the bowls and the vases or the jars, and also a flower image, which can all be die cut as well. So in a class situation, it makes it really easy. And then I've done a little strip there of the designer paper with the gold cracks in it, just to add a little bit more of the shine. As you can see, beautifully foiled designer series paper. This one in the middle, my bowl this time I've stamped. I stamped it in Secret Sea, my favourite new colour, onto white cardstock, basic white cardstock, and then I've coloured in around the flowers and leaves using a light cloud cover blend, and it just makes that colour pop. And then after colouring, I then did some heat embossing, as you can see, putting those cracks onto the bowl. The flowers stamped and coloured in with blends, and I used Petal Peach and the light Old Olive, which is also in this sort of colour set with the designer series paper. And you can see I've also used these little die cut pieces of gold to just highlight my washi tape cutouts here. What I did here was I took a stylus and scored every 1/8 of an inch all the way across from here to here. I don't know how well that is showing up on the camera. Then I die cut, so I've got some of that texture coming out on that die cut piece as well. And the lovely saying there is beauty in your history. Just a little tip with these little delicate pieces, which I say can be used as the gold cracks or repairs, or can be used as the branches. I was putting those onto adhesive sheet. It's a lot easier to stick than messing around with Tombow. You can do it with Tombow, but I much prefer the adhesive sheet. So that's my tip for using those. This suite also features some bling, and I have used some there. This is the flower accents, 2 colours in gold, really pretty. So that's also in the suite. And with this one here, I've just done the cherry blossom, all stamped at the top. That is in early espresso. I stamped the outline of the flowers there in Flirty Flamingo, but then I did actually colour the flowers in with a blend in the dark petal pink, and used my early espresso marker to just dot some little centres of the flowers, except these down here, which I have die cut and then put a little piece of bling on the top, and I've also die cut the branch there as well. So another lovely greeting that goes on there too. So these are kind of my playing ones when I was getting used to the set, and then I went on to create a class. There is a whole video where you can see the class in detail, but I'm just going to pass a few things across the screen for you. If you would like to see more, visit Ready Set Demo. There's a link down below which will take you straight to the class if you would like to do that online class. I did some, you've already seen the box that pulls out, but I also did some other Japanese inspired projects. So we have a little fan that folds up, perfect for a woman of a certain age. We have another fan project, this one as an easel card. We have 14 projects in all, I will say, you'll make in the class. This one is a screen type card, and you can also do that background piece with vellum if you wish. One of the more simple cards, but again with some heat embossing on the jar and using those little gold pieces as flowers on the branch. And finally, and probably my favourite because I do love her so much, a little kimono girl made with the gorgeous designer series paper that goes with this bundle. And you can see on this one that background embossing folder that I talked about earlier that is part of the suite as well. So if you want to see more of that class, then do go and visit us at readysetdemo.co.uk. If you're a demonstrator and you want to know more about teaching with product classes and how that can transform your Stampin' Up business, I've also got some business tips over there, and I will link that down below as well. So thanks for visiting Ready Set Demo today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye. La, la, la.